What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Route. Here we talk about scaling and growing your pest control company. I'm your host, Landon Danes. I scaled my pest control company to a 7-figure exit in 3 years, and now I help other owners do the same thing. So on this episode, we're going to get super tactical. And on every episode, we go over super specific strategies, not just fluff or not just ideas, but very, very specific things you can do in your company. And I'm really excited for this one. It's a topic we had on one of our group calls in our community in Pest Launch. And it was super productive, and it was actually really cool to see different things people took from it and contributed to it. And it's something that I'm very passionate about. I think one of the coolest things about being an owner is having the opportunity and the privilege of taking care of people. And every owner out there will have that opportunity soon, hopefully, or they have it right now, of having technicians that do a lot of the hard work in the company. They are out in the heat in the summertime, and they deal with some customers that aren't happy, and they're the ones waking up early and going and doing services and going back to reservices to people that aren't happy. So they do a lot of things in the company, and technicians are the heart and soul of your company. If a technician leaves or you lose them for a week or something like that, you know the strain that it puts on the company. So today we're going to talk about how to take care of your technicians. I think it's a super overlooked thing in pest control, but one of those things that if you're doing it right, it makes a massive difference in your company with how smoothly it runs, how efficient you are, how profitable you are. Saves you a ton of time of having to rehire and interview and go through that whole process every single year. So we're going to go over how to do that. And when I say take care of your technicians, a lot of people think of just 2 or 3 things, but I have 10 ways that you can take care of your technicians, and each of them is super specific. And honestly, the last one's the best, but I'm going to go through each one by one, and hopefully you can take one of these things or a couple of these things and go implement it in your company so you can take care of your guys better to grow faster. So number 1, you can take care of your techs by doing 4-day work weeks. So a lot of guys, every job in America is a 5-day work week or longer. It could be 6. But doing a 4-day work week, we did 4/10s. So we'd either set it up as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, and then Thursday, Friday, or we just do Monday through Thursday. And then every single week, that guy would have a 3-day weekend. So you can get a pretty clear idea of why guys would love that. So that not only makes it a lot easier to hire because it's super attractive and enticing for someone to work 4 days and have 3 days off every single week, but once a guy's in the job, it helps a ton with burnout, especially during the summer when things are really hot and jobs are long and days are long. But just consistency year round, knowing that every single week they have 3 days off. So more time with their family, more time with their kids, a full day off to go do all their appointments and anything they have in their life. So you have less call outs and less guys needing to have days off that throw a wrench in your daily or weekly schedule. So doing 4-day work weeks helps a ton. And so we set it up as 4/10, so they'd start at 8 a.m. and they'd finish by 6 p.m. So 10 hours. Obviously they can start a little earlier, go a little later if needed or if they want to. But that alone will help a ton with morale, with longevity, with hiring, with finding the right guys, with just taking care of the guys, so you can show through your actions that I care about you and not only how you perform in the job, but I care about you as a person and the time you get with your family and the time you get to take care of your appointments or go to your kids' school events and those kind of things. So I want to set up this role so you can do those things super well, because I know as an owner that if your home life is great, if your personal life is great, you're going to do even better in this job. So that's one way you can do it. Second thing, number 2 is just having great pay. It's super easy to lowball people, and you can get technicians for pretty low prices, low hourly rates in comparison to other jobs in the industry. There's always a demand for it, but I really believe that, again, you have the privilege and the opportunity to take care of your guys and to just bless them with opportunity and a role that they enjoy and take home pay that they can take care of their families. So I firmly believe that whatever the market rate is in your market, I would go $1 or $2 or $3 per hour above that. Take care of your guys. Not only will that take care of them financially, but you're going to get better guys coming in the door. And so all these things you should be doing just from wanting to take care of your guys and be a good owner, be a good boss. But the cool thing is when you do the right things and you do it the right way, it comes back to you in even bigger ways. So pay your guys well. Don't skimp on things. I was always abundant with our overtime pay. So if a guy has already hit his 40 hours and he wants to run another route, let him do it. It's going to cost you 1.5 times his normal hourly route, but how much value can you put on a guy being happy and being hungry and wanting to grow your business with you, and the culture that he's setting with other technicians? And if he's already a great tech and he's doing great at those first 40 hours houses in the week, how much better is he to be the one that's going to the extra 10 or 15 houses the rest of the week? So Pay your guys well, be very generous and abundant with pay, and that's how you can take care of your guys. Number 3, appreciation. Again, guys are out there in the heat, sweating their just tails off, just in the truck, long hours, and lifting heavy equipment, and just simple appreciation goes a long, long way. So in your weekly meetings, I would highly recommend just some simple appreciation. Hey, I noticed that last week Mrs. Jones sent in a review that said you did great. Way to go. We really appreciate that. That helps our company a ton. Midday, if a review comes in, I would always screenshot those and send them to our technician group chat and just give a shout out to that guy. Hey, this person just left a review. Shout out to so-and-so. You're killing it out there. Think of how far that goes when it's 2 p.m. in the middle of the summer and you're a technician just working your tail off and you see some recognition from your boss. It goes a long way. Another cool thing you can do is send a voice message or even a selfie video of you just expressing appreciation to your guy. Like, hey, just want to say, really appreciate you, man. I know you've been here a while. You've been doing really great work. All the customers you talk to and you service love you. They tell us all the time, and I can't say enough how much that means to me as an owner, as a boss, and how much easier it makes my life. And I see huge things coming for us and you specifically in the business, but just want to say I appreciate you. You're killing it. Just keep it up. It means a lot to me. That 30 seconds alone, sending that to a guy, that can just drastically change his trajectory in the company, his feeling in the company, his morale, and how he shows up, not only for you, but also for each customer, which leads to more reviews and more happy customers. And something I like doing is obviously send it to him during the day, which is cool, but you can also send it to him at night or early in the morning when he's at home with his family. And if by chance he's sitting by his wife or his girlfriend and they oversee that coming from you, that goes a long way to just boost her and her support of him in the role, or vice versa if it's a girl technician. But now he gets to feel some extra praise from his wife or girlfriend, or whoever his significant other is. So pretty cool things you can do, but just show appreciation for your guys because they're working super hard for you and they deserve, it just takes 30 seconds or a minute a week. Make sure to do that. Number 4, take care of your guys by having good equipment and vehicles. Sometimes you're early in the business and you can't afford the best of the best, but really show that you appreciate your guys by what you give them. Don't be giving them just some hand-me-down equipment or some janky equipment that's broken or is defective, or hey, you got to hold it this certain way for it to work and make sure you're doing this, or it'll spray this way. Like something that's super cool is just showing, hey, I like you. I want this business to grow, and I want to take care of you by giving you the best of the best. Everything we do here is premium, so I'm getting this sprayer or this gun or this truck or this rig because I want it to be easier for you. I want your job to be as easy as possible, as smooth as possible, and I want you to enjoy it. And obviously, you don't need to verbally say all those things, but just by showing up and taking care of them with that equipment, that's sending the same message. So get the best stuff, get the best equipment and trucks. Not only will they appreciate it, but also the customers will, and your services will be better, and they'll work a little bit harder because they like the stuff they're using, and they'll be a little bit more happy because the stuff they're using is not slowing them down. And it just, all those little 1%, 2% changes and effects in the business go a long way. So number 5, another way you can take care of your guys, and this is a very tactical one, but really selling your customers well and informing them, it makes a huge difference. You may have been on the other end of being a technician and you show up to a house and a customer is not on the same page of what's happening. And so that frustration and the blame and all those negative feelings blow up on you, but you're simply just showing up, and maybe it was a sales rep or the office person or someone told the customer the wrong thing, and now you're getting the brunt of it because you're the one representing the company in front of them. So I really believe that it's super important to sell each customer really well, inform them of exactly this is how much you're being charged, this is when the charge is happening, this is what's going to happen at the service, this is when the technician's going to show up, this is what to expect. And if you really go through all those things, now you're taking care of your technician because his life is a whole lot easier. I keep saying his, but it could be a girl technician. I know multiple girl technicians out there that are killing it. So his or her life could be a whole lot easier because all they have to do is just now show up and do their role. It's really frustrating in business and in life when someone else's lack of responsibility or fulfillment of their role spills over and it's now affecting you. And that's what happens when an office person or a sales rep doesn't sell someone well. Then it spills over to the technician and he feels hopeless and he's just like, wow, this sucks. This really sucks. This company sucks. This is not fun. So sell your customers well, inform them, have processes in place where every customer is on the same page. They're getting reminders beforehand, texts are going out, emails, contracts are signed, and everything's squared away. So the technician just has to do a very simple job. Number 6, tight routes. Technicians, although the job itself, spraying and doing all that stuff is not always the most fun, and that could be the hard part. I've talked to many technicians, and I know that sitting behind the windshield is equally, or if not, way less fun than that. Even though it sounds like a simple thing to just be driving hours and hours and hours a day, days and days in a row, weeks and weeks in a row, it just drains people and it's not fun. It's not the job they signed up for. And honestly, it's not what you want in your business. So having tight routes just makes their whole day go by faster, and it's a lot more enjoyable, and they can get into a rhythm and things go smoother. So do what you can to really tighten the routes as much as possible. I mean, just think of ideally in a perfect scenario, if a technician had 15 houses to do in a day and they were all next door neighbors and he barely needed to get out of his truck. He just moved his truck just a couple feet after between each house, and he's just spraying and he's in his groove and he's getting all the chemicals, and boom, just has a super smooth day. That would be awesome, and he'd be super happy. What sucks is being a technician and you start your day, you do a house, and then now I'm driving 45 minutes to the next house. Oh, and then you have to kind of get back into your rhythm. Then you do that house, and then you get back in the truck, and now it's a 30-minute drive to the next house. And you're constantly just kind of in this in and out, and it just drains you. And by the end of the day, you're just done. So this will help with your technician's energy. It just shows that you appreciate them, you'll take care of them, and they'll show up better for each customer, which obviously, again, this takes care of you. So the big moral of all this, and I'll touch on this more at the end, but take care of your people, and your people will take care of your customers, and your customers will take care of you. That's the whole point of all this, is don't get lost in being so customer faced that your business struggles because your people are suffering. Or suffering could be an extreme way to think of it, but they're not happy and they're not being well taken care of. If you take care of your people, they will always take care of your customers, and your customers will take care of you. That's more of everything here. So number 7, another way you can take care of them is with cool and fun incentives and bonuses. So it doesn't need to be over the top or crazy, but simple things. You could just start a week and say, hey, whoever gets the most Google reviews this week gets $50. Or maybe you only have one guy, but it just said, if you get 5 Google reviews today, lunch is on me or dinner's on me. Or hey, whoever gets the most, I keep saying Google reviews, but it can be a ton of things. It could be referrals, it could be upsells, it could be new customers, it could be lowest resurface percentage, it could be lowest cancellation percentage, it could be highest rating on our team scorecard, whatever metric you want to use. Whoever does the best in that this month gets a new pair of AirPods or a new pair of shoes, whatever shoes they want. So it's super cool for the technician. I mean, those things only cost you $20 on the low end to, like, let's say $150 for the shoe example. So $150 at the high end. But the value that it puts on the technician and how much they appreciate that and they feel cared for is way more than that. And on top of that, the increase in performance that you get from the entire team or from that person individually for that entire week or month or just day is way more than the value of those shoes. So the biggest point of all this is the leverage that you have with technicians and with performance is super huge in terms of a small amount that I'm putting down, a small incentive, a small bonus, a small thing I do, but it goes way longer and way farther because most owners don't do those kind of things. Most bosses don't take care of their guys. And so you really don't need to do a ton to show how much you appreciate them. And the small and simple things you do go way farther than not doing anything. So that's something we would do. You can also do like Christmas bonuses. So at the end of every year, just having a super cool Christmas end of year bonus, $500, $1,000. It can be cash. You can also do more gifts. And if you know you guys well, specific gifts. But just different things throughout the year to show like I care about you, like on his birthday or anniversaries or work anniversaries. It goes a long way. And every quarter we would do a 25-cent bonus. So having that in place where they knew that bonus is coming up, obviously that one's structured and it's not out of the blue, but another bonus that just shows, hey, the longer you're here, the more we'll take care of you, and we appreciate you. So we're going to take care of you as you're here. Huge thing. Number 8 is having a growth trajectory. The role of a technician can become super monotonous and not fun for the technician, and that's why burnout can be super high. Guys can come in for 6 months or a year, and for the first month or two, they're killing it and they're great, but you see performance drop after month 3 or month 6, and a lot of it's just because they don't have a lot of growth trajectory. It's just like, oh, they kind of realize, and it just sinks in, like, I'm going to be doing this for 10 years, 15, 20 years. Like, I'm going to be doing the same thing over and over and over again. It gets kind of old. And so being able to put some sort of vision or roadmap or path in place for them to see, hey, this is the goal of the company. This is where I want to be in 3 to 5 years. And this is where you're at right now. This is where I hope you are every step of the way. So in 3 to 5 years, I hope this role opens up as a manager or a head tech or inventory manager, whatever you want to name it and whatever you have in your business. But this is what I'll need. And whoever's performing the best and can show me and can do it and do these things throughout this time, that's going to open up. and that's what this role will look like, and that's what this pay will look like, and there'll be new opportunities. So just having that vision the whole time. It's the same thing for you running your company. If you were just doing the same thing every single day with no endpoint or no increased returns in terms of pay or opportunity or enjoyment or time, like, you would burn out too and you wouldn't have fun. So being able to show them and have that same idea for them is, this won't always be the same way. If we can hit these things and do these things, more opportunities will come, and these will be for you. Like, this is how I see it for you. And then having check-ins at 3 months, 6 months, yearly check-ins, and saying like, hey, here's what's going well. Here's where I can see you can improve. Here's how close we are to these goals. It's massive. And the cool thing is, you take care of them in that way and show them and lay out the roadmap for them. But what's cool is, along that path, you're showing them the roadmap for the company as a whole, and they'll start caring about the company as a whole even more. Most people are inherently selfish. Like, they want to take care of themselves, and that makes sense. They want to defend themselves, protect themselves, make sure that they're taken care of. But when they feel taken care of by you, and when they see the roadmap that you're laying for them, they'll reciprocate and they'll take care of the company because they know the goals. And you'll have guys that are asking like, hey, how close are we to this goal? Or how many customers are we at now? Or how much did we do this month? Because they know where you want to be at and what that means for them. So they'll care more about the company, and they'll go the extra mile. They'll pick up a Saturday route. They'll take care of the customers even more because they know what it means for them. So have that in place for your guys. And it doesn't need to be anything crazy or insane, but just knowing that it's not going to be the same every single day for the next 5 years is huge for them. Number 9, another way you can take care of them is letting them take the vehicles home. Small perk, but being able to have a business vehicle, company vehicle, obviously they're not going to be able to use it for personal use, but it's just a little perk that they can have to, set themselves apart and not need to come into the office every day. So that could save them 30 minutes a day, both ways, beginning of the day and end of the day. Of drive time. So that's an hour a day, 5-6 hours a week. I mean, that adds up a ton. So saves them, again, it's like having a tight route. It just saves them that windshield time that just has all that burnout when you're just stuck in a truck all day. And it just shows like, hey, this is a company asset that is obviously very valuable, and I'm trusting it with you. So they feel the sense of responsibility and trust and care from you. So it's pretty cool to be able to have a vehicle. We would always do a probationary period or a training period of either 90 or 120 days. And we'd say, for these first 3 or 4 months, you have to come in every single day to get your vehicle, and we'll do this. We'll check the vehicle, we'll review your previous day, you'll meet with your manager, and then you'll take it, and then at the end of the day, you drop it off. We'd always tell them at the end of the 3 months or 4 months, at that point, if you've earned the trust, if we know you'll take care of the vehicle, then you'll be able to take it home, knowing that these standards need to be met, like it needs to be able to be in a garage and, in a safe place, yada, yada, yada. But in a lot of cases, after 21 days, 30 days, like 3 or 4 weeks, they would just be performing off the charts, and we would let them have it early, which is something that's always cool to do with technicians and with employees in general, is have a standard in place and hold to it. But when they're doing better than they are expected to do, or doing more sooner than you expected, reward them sooner. And if you do that, they'll reciprocate that even faster. So if I tell them 3 months, and after 1 month I give them the vehicle, now they're more likely to continue to have high performance because they see that reward comes sooner. In the other sense, in the other scenario, if they were working super hard and for their first month they were, taking extra care of the vehicle and doing great, they might kind of get some burnout and start to slow down or coast and be like, oh, I still can't, like every single day I'm bringing it into the office, and I drop it off in the office, and same thing every single day. And so by month 3, their performance will have kind of dropped off, and that's when you give them the vehicle. It's like in the book Atomic Habits, you want the reward as close to the habit or action that you're trying to reward. And so if they're doing great at month 1, reward them sooner, and they'll continue to have that action because they associate that reward with that action. But if you wait till month 3, when performance has started to drop off, then you reward them, well, now they're getting rewarded for a lack of action, for coasting, for getting comfortable, and that's not what you want. So let your guys take the vehicles home. Make sure you have things in place that your vehicles will be safe and taken care of in their hands, but that's one way you can take care of your guys. Number 10, the final way you can take care of your technicians. And I said this was going to be one of the best ones, one of my favorite ones. And it's pretty simple, but it's giving them more responsibility. On the call with our guys, we were talking, and one of the owners was asking me he was asking the group about like, hey, it gets cold in the wintertime, and even temperatures drop sometimes during the summer and in the fall, like below freezing, just overnight. How can I create this system or have a way where things don't freeze over, where our trucks and our hoses and our rigs, all the equipment doesn't break or break down from the freezing temperature? And he's got a decent sized company. He's got I believe 4 or 5 technicians, and so he's not like a one-man show or two-man show. He's got guys in place that can take care of those things. And some guys gave some answers that were great. They were very tactical of, hey, use some antifreeze or park it in this place or do this. But what I told him is one of the best things you can do is just put that responsibility fully on one of your technicians. If you have a head tech or someone that you're thinking about promoting to be a head tech, just put that completely on him, and two things will happen. One, they will typically rise to the level of the occasion and blow you away with what they do and how they prepare and what they present you with, which is always awesome. And then two, they love having responsibility. Everyone does. Everyone wants to be appreciated. And if you give people more of a role or more things in a company, they'll continue to feed off that and want more and show up for that. So I think it's super cool to do that in tons of different ways. But in this specific example, I just told him, like, hey, go to one of your guys and just say, hey, this is what I need to happen. Like, the current problem we're facing is things could freeze over at night. I need you to find a total solution for that. And then on Monday, come in and we'll talk about that and let's make it happen. Boom, end of story. So now for the next 3 or 4 days, he's off on his own doing research, making plans, putting together spreadsheets or checklists or whatever it is. And now he comes in on Monday with a plan in place, and it's awesome. So you'll sit down and maybe it's picture perfect and you just say, cool, you make that happen. And now you saved yourself 5 hours of work and headache and thought process, which obviously freed up your mind to do better things and more. So tons of time saved for you. But two, on your technician side, now he's risen to the occasion. He feels responsibility and trust from you, and he feels he's going to step into this role and perform that. And now he's going to execute it even better because it was his idea. On the flip side, if you just said, hey, here's how we're going to do this. This is what we're going to do. I need you guys to do this every single week. It's like, oh, okay. Well, like you'll get performance and things will get done, but it's here's our boss telling us what to do again. This isn't very fun. And they'll basically break even on performance and effort. But if it comes from the technician himself and it was his plan, his idea, now he's fully in charge of that and he's fully responsible for the results. And he's going to just blow you away with how hard he works for it, how detailed he is with it. And in the worst case scenario, if it fails, it's on him. And he's going to have that responsibility of having that feeling of, okay, that didn't work out. How can we make it better? But it's fully on him. So it's not just an example like that. Tons of different ways. Even if it's, hey guys, our reservice numbers are 20% this past quarter. We need it to be under 10%. Can you guys make a plan of how that's going to happen? Each of you come on Monday, let me know how we're going to do it, and let's talk. Boom. Now it's not, hey guys, you guys are all doing bad. Here's how we need to be better. It's very collaborative, and they have ideas that they bring to you that they have now skin in the game, and they make it happen. So there can be any metric or role or thing in the business that's going on that you can just delegate. It's going to save you so much time, and it's a huge part of scaling is just letting go of those little things and not being the one person who's doing every single thing in the business. Because the more you can give up, the more control you can pass over to other people, the faster you're going to grow. Because one, your time is freed up and you have more time to think and operate and focus on higher leverage things. But two, because the other people in your business are now growing too. If you're the only one just doing every single thing, putting out every fire, you're taking away all of your potential time, but also you're taking away potential growth of people in your business. And so that's why guys leave. That's why guys feel burnout. That's why guys don't feel appreciated and don't show up well. So give your guys more and more responsibility. There'll be times when they fail, and that's fine. There's plenty of times when you fail and you do things wrong and it affects the business. But the more you do it, the more they'll rise to the occasion, the faster the business will grow, and you'll see your guys grow in their role. Because at the end of the day, that's all people want. To feel growth. And so even if people are staying in the same technician, quote unquote technician role, but they have more responsibility in that role, they'll feel the same effects of growth and promotion because they're doing new things, more things, have more responsibility. So give your guys more responsibility. Be willing to let go of things. Be willing to see things go a little sideways or get a little worse for a few weeks or months while things get figured out, because that's ultimately what's going to grow the company as a whole. So to wrap everything up, make sure you take care of your guys. And I hope this expanded your mind of when someone says take care of your guys, what that means. It's not just one or two things. It's not just saying thank you and paying them more. There's so many ways you can do it. So take a few of these things, implement it in your business, and your guys will love it. Guys will feel appreciated. They'll work harder. They'll show up earlier. They'll reciprocate the appreciation to you. And that's how a healthy culture develops and builds, which eventually builds a company culture, company growth. And the culture within the company is always what seeps to the customers. And so if they feel cared, appreciated, well taken care of, well paid, thought after, cared for, the customers will feel that same thing, because your guys will just take that same feeling to your customers. It'll be a slightly diluted version of it. So you need to go all in on your guys, because if you give them 100%, the customers will probably feel 70 to 80%. So if you only give them 50%, your customers will probably only feel 10 to 15%. So go all in, go 120, 150% on your guys, and everything else in the business will really take care of itself. So hope this has been helpful. If you know a pest control owner who could use this, or a manager, or anyone in the pest control industry who could use some help taking care of their guys, send this to them. Leave a review if this has been helpful, and hopefully you can use a few of these things to help take care of you guys in your business. I'll see you on the next episode.